Hi guys, Zach Smith here with Top Deck Cards and Games. Today I'm going to do a modern deck tech of Affinity. Alright, so let's cut to it. Alright, I play 4 Ornithopters, 4 Memnite, 4 Signal Pest, 4 Vault Scourge, 4 Still Overseer, 4 Frogmite, 2 Arcbound Ravager, and 2 Master Ethereum. So the whole point of this deck is to pretty much just load the board up with creatures, try to beef them up with Signal Pass, the Still Overseers, or the Master Ethereum. That's pretty much your plan A. For spells, I play 4 Cranial Plating, 4 Mox Opal, 4 Thought Cast, 4 Springleaf Drum, and 1 Still Overseer. Generally, since all you pretty much load up the board with artifacts, Cranial Plating becomes, for like 3 mana, give a creature +5, or even like +8, which is great when you're trying to close out the game quickly before like bigger decks can play like their better cards like Gifts Ungiven or Escape Shift their way out of the game. I play 1 Steel Shaper's Gift, I should say, because it's like a 5th Cranial Plating, because you really just need to hit this card to try to like close the game out super quick. The Thought, what are these Thought Casts? Yeah, Thought Cast is just great to refill your hand after you explode like turn 1 or 2 to try to get some more hand presence, in case if they board wipe you, you still have more cards to play with. As for lands, I play 4 Ink Moth, 4 Blink Moth Nexus, 4 Darksteel Citadel, 3 Glimmer Voids, and 1 Island. The Island's just pretty much there for Path to Exile and Ghost Quarters. I figured if I can get a free tutor out of it, I might as well get one. I chose Island because the only colored spells I'm playing besides the Gift is blue for Master of Ethereum and Thoughtcast. Some tips and tricks of the deck. If you're playing against Lingering Soul, which is just like the bane of this deck's existence, generally you can just pump your Blink Moth with, pump your Ink Moth with your Blink Moth, because they generally will only block with 1 anyway. Let's see, when you play Vault Scourge, you should definitely always pay the 2 mana, or pay the 2 life, I should say, so that way you can always just play more cards, because that's the entire point of this deck, is just to, like, have a massive board presence and close out the game incredibly quick. Let's see, some honorable mentions for cards I don't play. I don't use Etched Champion, which is arguably like one of the best cards in the deck. I use Frogmite because I like to just look at my hand and vomit on the board real quick, try to end the game quickly. They're both equally like terrible top decks after you get like a board wipe. They're both do-twos for like relatively the same cost. But I mean, this just helps you have more board presence even quicker. Let's see, what else? I want to put in 2 Welding Jars, because I figured if you can just protect your Arcbound Ravagers or Still Overseers, it'd be just great. You can just win the game out if they waste removal on it. I don't know why people only play like 2 Arcbound Ravagers. It's like one of the best cards in the deck. Like if they try to play a removal spell, you just eat whatever they're trying to kill, makes it bigger. Eventually, you can just eat like your whole team, sacrifice it to its own effect, move all the counters to Ink Moth, and try to win out through poison. That's generally like your plan C or B. Let's see what else. A few sideboard cards should definitely be playing are like Illness in the Ranks and Whip Flares, because as I said earlier, Lingering Soul is just the bane of this deck's existence. This deck's actually fairly cheap when compared to other decks, because you're not using fetch lands, you're just using like $5 man lands. So yeah, that about wraps it up. Thanks, guys.